Hello everyone. I welcome you all to Care Welcome CBC School Module online classes. In previous class we discussed about bar graph and double bar graph. So today I will continue with organizing data. So yesterday we got to know what is data and how to represent it. So today one of the concept of data handling is organizing data. Organizing data. So usually data available to us is in unorganized form called raw data. The data which is available in unorganized form is raw data. To draw meaningful inference, we need to organize the data systematically. So if you want any information from that raw data, you should organize that data systematically. So now, for example, what they are given here for this, a group of students was asked for their favorite subjects. A group of students was asked for their favorite subject. The results were as listed below. They are given some subjects, and here in page number 72 they are given one table here, 5.1 table 5.1 page number 72. Here what they are given, one table that contains subject, tally marks, number of students. Number of students. So here it contains three columns: subject name, tally marks, and number of students. So first subject they have given here, art. So number of students here they have given 7. So 7 students like art. So here in tally mark we have to represent this number of students. Now see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. After 4 we have to here cross mark. This is for 5. So now we represented 5. Here they are given 6, 7. 6, 7. So here to represent tally marks, what do we have to do? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 marks are there. After that, for fifth one, there is cross mark. After that, 6, 7. Next subject is mathematics. Here I will write maths. And number of students 5. Now we have to represent 5 in tally marks, 1, 2, 3, 4. For fifth, we have to draw one cross mark. After maths, next subject is science. Here number of students for science is 6. This is 6 number of students for science 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Next English 4. English 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we got to know how to represent tally marks by observing number of students. Here what are the details they are given? They asked a group of students about their favorite subjects. Here art liked by 7 students, therefore tally mark. There are 7 marks. And again maths, it is 5. Here 5. Science 6 students. Here also 6. English 4 students. Here 4 marks. So now this gives us organized data. Organized data means here it is giving one information how many students are liking arts or maths, science and English. So here the number of tallies before each subject gives the number of students who like that particular subject. This number of tallies before each subject gives the number of students who like that particular subject, and this is known as the frequency of that subject. This tally is known as frequency of that subject. What is the information this is giving? Number of students liking that particular subject. So this is known as frequency of that subject. What is that? Frequency of subject of that subject. Here, what is the frequency of art? 7. Maths 5. And frequency of science is 6. English 4. That is called as frequency. And frequency gives the number of times that a particular entry occurs. So here this frequency gives the information about number of times that a particular entry occurs. Here 7 times entry, because there are 7 students like arts. Therefore what is the information frequency gives? It gives number of times that a particular entry. So here we entered 7 times, 1 2 3 4 5 6 number of entries. Here for maths 5, science 6, English 4. So frequency always gives the number of entries in a table. And here in this example, frequency of students who like English is 4. Here frequency of students who like English is 4 and who likes mathematics is 5. The table made is known as frequency distribution table, as it gives the number of times an entry occurs. So here this is known as frequency distribution table. This table is known as frequency distribution table. Why? As it gives the information regarding number of times entry happens. Therefore, this is known as frequency distribution table. What they have given here? Table made is known as frequency distribution table, as it gives the number of times an entry occurs. Number of times an entry occurs. That gives, therefore, this is known as frequency distribution table. So this is about organizing data. So this frequency distribution table, finally what it is giving now? Organized data. In a class, how many students like art, maths, science, English? Organized data. But in general, we don't know which student is liking art or maths. Some students like maths or some students like science. That is called as raw data. We don't have any particular information. Means how many students like maths or science or English or any other subject. But here we have the organized data. It is giving particular information. How many number of students are liking particular subject. This is organized data. So here we got the information regarding number of students liking the subjects. So this is called as organized data, which is giving a particular information from raw data, which is unorganized. So this is about organizing data. So now I will discuss about grouping data. Grouping data. Here, the data regarding choice of subject showed the occurrence of each of the entries several times. For example, in previous example only, refer this example in textbook page number 72. Art is liked by 7 students. We have seen just now that art is liked by 7 students and mathematics is by 5 students, and so on in table 5.1. This information can be displayed graphically using pictograph or a bar graph. We can represent it by any of these, by pictograph or bar graph. Sometimes, however, we have to deal with large data. Sometimes we have to deal with large or huge amount of data. So, if that is regarding more than 50 students. For example, consider the following marks out of 50 marks they have given here in this example. What they have given? For example, consider the following marks out of 50 obtained in mathematics by 60 students of class 8. So now we are dealing with a little bit large amount of data. Before this, in a previous examples, how many students we considered? 7 plus 5, 12 plus 6, 18 plus 20. Around 20 students were there in previous examples. But compared to that, now we are considering little bit large amount of data where 60 students are there in class 8 and we are considering their marks for out of 50 marks. So here they have given marks of 60 students. So they have given 60 marks here. Refer this in page number 72. And example they have given in grouping data, page number 72. In grouping data, they have given here in this example they have given entries of 60 marks. I will not write it here. Refer the textbook. So here in page number 72, again I am telling, listen carefully. In page number 72, example 5.3 about grouping data, they have given entries of 60 students marks. They are given. By using that only we have to create table 5.2. They are given that also in textbook only in page number 73. So I will explain that table 5.2 in page number 73. Before explaining that table, so refer the data which they have given in page number 72. Marks of 60 students of class 8 for 50 marks. So here they have given one table 5.2 in page number 73. What is that? Here they have given groups. Groups. Tally marks. Next, frequency. Frequency means number of times entries made in tally marks. Number of times entries made in tally marks. So here they have given groups here. Zero to 10. First 0 to 10, next 10 to 20, 30 to 40 marks, next 40 to 50 marks. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, sorry here I have to write 20 to 30. Before 30 to 40, I have to write 10 to, after 10 to 20, I have to write here 20 to 30 and 30 to 40. Here after 30 to 40, I have to write 40 to 50. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. So the exam was taken for 50 marks. Therefore 0 to 50 marks, 0 to 10 is one group, 10 to 20 one group, Number of marks taken by students 20 to 30 one group, 30 to 40 another group, 40 to 50 another. There are 5 groups. So now here I will write directly frequency. So here 0 to 10 marks taken by 2 students. Like that only 10 to 20 taken by 10 students, and 20 to 30 marks taken by 21 students, and 30 to 40 taken by 19 students, and 40 to 50 marks taken by 8 students. But here in table what they are given, 40 to 50 7 students, and again they are given 50 to 60. But exam is taken for only 50 marks. So there is no need to make another group from 50 to 60. 40 to 50 is sufficient, and number of students they are given here 7, and another student they made it in 50 to 60. That is not necessary because exam is only taken for 50 marks. Therefore, last group should be from 40 to 50. 50 should be last number. Therefore, here I will consider A. So 0 to 10 marks taken by 2 students, and 10 to 20 10, 20 to 30 21, 30 to 40 19, and 40 to 50 8 students. Now I will represent tally marks. So here 2 students means 2 marks. Here 10 to 20. How many students? 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. For fifth, there is one cross mark. Again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is for 10. Next 21. We have to make 4 groups here because 5 to 4 20. First I will make 4 groups of 5 and 1. 21. Next 19 students. 5, 10, 15, 19. Next 8 students. 5, 8. So what it indicates, number of times entry is made in tally marks. Therefore here 2 students getting marks between 0 to 10. Therefore 2. Next 10 to 20 10. Therefore here also 10. 20 to 30 here 21. So here tally marks 21 entries. Like this only 30 to 40 there are 19 number of students. Therefore 19 entries. Here 40 to 50 there are 8 students. Therefore here 8 entries. Here if you add 10 plus 2 12, 12 plus 21, 33, 33 plus 19, 33 plus 19 means 52, 52 plus 8, how much you will get? 60. So number of students in class 8, how many numbers are there? 60. There are 60 students written the exam for 50 marks. So 60 students, totally 60 students, and from 0 to 50 the marks they have obtained is here, number of students. So now most of the students have scored between 20 to 40. By observing this, we can tell that most of the students scored between 20 to 40 here. 20 to 40 means here it is 21 and here it is 19. Means 21 plus 19 means how much? 40. Out of 60, 40 students scored marks from 20 to 40. Therefore, most of the students have scored between 20 to 40. 8 students have scored more than 40 marks out of 50. Here 8 students scored 40 to 50 out of 50 marks, and here this 0 to 10 and 10 to 20, 20 to 30, etc., 30 to 40, 40 to 50, these all are called as Class interval, these are called as class interval. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, these all are class interval. And here you can observe here 0 to 10, and here also we have 10 to 20. Now think, for example, if one student got marks 10, so where we have to enter that student marks? Here also we have 0 to 10, and here also we have 20 to, sorry, 10 to 20. So repeatedly we have 10 here. Where we have to mention 10 marks? So here what they have given, observe that 10 occurs in both classes. Here this 10 occurs in both classes, here 0 to 10 and 10 to 20. That is 0 to 10 as well as 10 to 20. Similarly, 20 occurs in classes 10 to 20 and 20 to 30. Therefore, here 20 is also twice, 30 also, 40 also, like that only. But it is not possible that an observation can belong simultaneously to two classes. So it is not possible to enter the marks scored by the student into two classes. So here, so we cannot enter here also one mark and here also for getting 10 marks. So what should we do? Here they have given 10 belongs to the class interval 10 to 20. Here, if one student got marks of 10 marks, then this 10 should belong to 10 to 20, not to 0 to 10. It should be in group 10 to 20. Similarly, 20, if one student got 20 marks, where it should be 10 to 20 or 20 to 30? It should be in 20 to 30. Here 10 is called lower class limit in the class interval. Here in the class interval 10 to 20. Here in 10 to 20, 10 is lower class limit. Here in 10 to 20, this 10 is lower class limit. Like that only, this 20 is upper class limit. This is upper class limit in class interval 10 to 20. If it is between 20 to 30, 20 is lower class limit and 30 is higher class limit. Like that only it continues. All these values are lower class limit, and these values are higher class limit, upper class limit. Similarly, in class 20 to 30, 20 is lower class limit and 30 is upper class limit. So observe the difference between upper class limit and lower class limit here. So here observe the difference between upper class limit and lower class limit. What is that? 10 is the answer. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 means the difference between upper class limit and lower class limit is 10. So this difference between upper class limit and lower class limit is called width or size of the class interval. So this difference between upper class limit and lower class limit is called as width or size of the class interval. Width or size of the class interval. So here, what are the important terms? So here, this is the example for class 8 students writing exam for 50 marks. So we are making groups of 10 class interval, means 0 to 10, 10 to 20, like this only, up to 40 to 50. And these are the number of students getting marks between 0 to 10 and 10 to 20 up to 40 to 50. And there are totally 60 students, and this is the tally marks related to frequency. And here what is important here, if one student get 10 or 20 marks, where we should enter that marks 0 to 10 or 10 to 20, we should enter in 10 to 20. If he got 10 marks, we should enter in 10 to 20. Like that only, if he get 20 marks, we should enter in 20 to 30, not here in 10 to 20, we should enter in 20 to 30. And another important thing is, here this 10 is lower class limit and 20 is upper class limit. Like this only, 20 is lower class limit and 30 is higher class limit. So the difference between this lower class limit and higher class limit is 10 here in this example. This is called as width or size of the class interval. So this is about grouping data. I hope you all are clear with organizing data and grouping data. In next class I will continue with some other examples. Thank you all.